Oh snap, Blaze is going live.
Hey, good day, good day, good day, good day, good day, good day. Hey, thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Just in case you are joining my platform for the very first time, first of all, I want to thank you. I want to thank each and every one of my 60,000 subscribers. To me, major accomplishment, man. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. Listen, my platform is my ministry, my hood ministry. What I do is I talk about the good, I talk about the bad, I talk about the ugly. But my objective is to speak about things that I know about, that I can relate to, and people that I was involved in. How do I use my experience to give back to the troubled youth that's out there today, thinking about what to do, whether they should go right or whether they should go left, folks? You should never advise anybody to go left, which is wrong. You should always advise these kids how to go right. Let them know right now. Try to give them some type of picture of what their future will look like if they make the wrong decision. Today, even right now, as we talk about kids and situation or whatever, here it is right now. I stumbled upon this photo of Lorenzo Fat Cat Nichols when he was 10 years old, when he was in public school. And I can remember right now from talking to Cat, like right now, Cat was born in Bessemer, Alabama. He never wanted to come to New York. Okay, sit back and think about it. Even as his mama, may her soul rest in peace, mama, Louise Coleman, even that she got into something down in Alabama, and she left Alabama, and she went to New York, and she established herself as a nurse and got married. So right now, during that whole time, Cat was down there in Alabama. He was nothing but a country bumpkin, but he loved it. He loved his grandmother to death. So when the time come for, Luis to send for Lorenzo, he didn't want to come. Guess what? Here it is. He was the baby. That was her baby boy. She had 3 other girls, that was older than him. And right now, like some of the things that he was telling me, like right now, is he couldn't stand it. He hated it. And then when he got to New York, he was, as a kid, he was big for his age, and kids were picking on him. They was teasing him, all type of stuff. He said right now he used to go to school. His mom, had a good job. She was a nurse. And his stepdad was like a plumber. So they live in Queens, had a, good job, making a decent income. So she wanted her little boy to look good. She wanted him to look nice, neat, and clean. This man say he used to scuff up. As a little boy, he used to scuff up his shoes, scuff up his brand new pair of sneakers. Why? Because once again, he don't want to feel out of place. He didn't want to feel like he was doing better than the other kids. He wanted to fit in. So folks, look at that. Sometime right now, I know, parents supposed to know best, but sometime right now, imagine if his mother, right now would have, respect his wishes and allowed him to stay down there in Bessemer, Alabama. Chances are he would have never have became Fat Cat. He would never have became part of the Seventh Crown. He would never have become, part of the hip hop culture when they talk about the street and how people got out there and was making all that fast money by destroying their community, by destroying their people, by killing up everything. Folks, listen, man. Sometime you have to listen to our kids because once again, sometime I know they say father know best. Sometime your kids know what's best. Okay, who's Lorenzo Nichols? Lorenzo Nichols was one of the top drug lords in New York City in the 1980s. Nichols controlled a network of deals in Queens, New York, many of the crew members being his close family. Among numerous crimes, he is responsible for the killing of his former parole officer and girlfriend. He is currently serving time in New York State Correctional Facility. In his early years, Lorenzo Fat Cat Nichols was born Christmas Day, 1958, in Birmingham, Alabama. During the 80s, Nichols became one of the top drug lords in New York City. He got his nickname because of his linebacker thick neck, a head so big it nearly blocked out his friend faces in snapshot, and his rangy beard, according to Ethan Brown book, Queens Reign Supreme. Okay, Nichols spent his early years in Alabama, where he was raised by his maternal grandmother. Around the age of 10, he moved to Queens, New York, to live with his mother, Louise, and her third husband. Life of crime. Drop out of school before the ninth grade, Nichols started to run with a dangerous crowd. He became a member of the Seven Crown Street Gang. In 1976, Nichols committed 2 robberies with another young man. He was convicted for both crimes and sentenced to 18 years in jail, but released in 1980 after serving only 2.5 years. Around this time, Nichols moved on to the more lucrative crime of drug dealing. He was able to get into the business through the Mafia connection. At the time, the Mafia controlled most of the drug trade on the East Coast. Nichols established a network of dealers to work the street in the housing project of Southeast Queens, and also sold drugs to other operations in areas as well. Many members of Nichols' crew was close family members, including his mother and 2 of his sisters. Brian Glaze Gibb was another trusted associate, as was Joseph Mike Bones Roger, a friend from prison. Howard Pappy Mason was also a key part of the Nichols operation. Nichols' headquarters was Big Mac Deli, a business him and his wife Joanne took over from her father. On July 29, 1985, Nichols found himself back in police custody after a raid on Big Mac Deli. The police caught him with 2 guns. The search also netted $180,000 in cash and varying amount of heroin, cocaine, and marijuana. Charged with gun and drug possession, Nichols was able to get out on bail. He was soon arrested again by his parole officer, Bryant Rooney, for violating his parole. Angry to be back in jail, Nichols ordered a few of his associates to rough up Bryant Rooney. Bryant Rooney was shot to death on October 10th. He was indicted on charge of second-degree murder for the killing of Rooney in July 87. At a later trial, Nichols insists that he never intended for Rooney to be killed. From behind bars, Nichols continued to run his drug operation and dealing harshly with those who went against him. He later admitted to ordering the murder of 2 people. In 1986, Isaac Bowden, who was shot and killed by Nichols' associate after he and a few other robbed Nichols' then girlfriend, Karen Tyson. Hey folks, look at that, man. When you sit back and you think about this whole situation, right now, man, hell of a story. Nichols' former girlfriend, Maisha, also met a grisly fate after she took money from his drug operation. It didn't even matter that she and Nichols had a child together, a son named T.C. Topcat. In December 87, Maisha and a friend were shot several times by members of Nichols' crew. The friend lived, but Maisha died of her injury. TC was with Maisha at the time of the shooting and was later dropped off in a maternal grandmother's yard. Nichols later stated that he had murder killed because she was my girl and she took my money and spent it on another person, according to a report in the New York Times. Nichols soon found his own family under siege. His wife was kidnapped in May of 1987 and held for ransom. After paying off the kidnapper, she was released. The kidnapper was later apprehended. Other members of his family was not so fortunate. In May of 1988, the home of Louise Coleman, Nichols' mother, was firebombed. His mother and stepfather escaped unharmed, but his sister, Mary, died in the fire. By the time, however, Nichols had been convicted of several counts of drug-related and weapon-related crime. He had been convicted in January of 1988 and later sentenced 25 years. Hey, folks, look at that, man. Here it is right now, Wiz, when you sit back and you think about it, man, like this man went through hell. He'd been in jail since 1985. But once again, sit back and think about it. He was grew up in Bessemer, Alabama, opposed to South Jamaica, Queens, New York. Guess what? He could have been anything that he wanted, man. But look at him, man. Here it is right now. We sitting back talking about him now. Hey, folks, listen, man. Hit that like button, subscribe, share. Get your signed copy of The Beyond Lucky, the Brian Glaze Gibb story. A true story of crack, money, murder, redemption. Like I say, I was once the problem. Now I'm seeking to be part of the solution. How do we save these kids? How do we get them to understand that there's no shortcut in life? Only thing come fast, trouble. Easy to get into, hard to get out. Peace, love, and prosperity. Hit the like button, hit the notification, subscribe, share, comment. One love.
Yo, Glaze! I just got to my favorite part of your book. This is Out of Prison as a New Person. So, page 308, May of 1998. That's actually when I had the pleasure of meeting you, and we worked together on that 10:30 to 3 a.m. shift, which was crazy. My respect level just went up like 10 more notches for you. So I knew about your past. I knew about everything that had gone on. But what I didn't know is you were going from $40,000 a day to, I think we were making $12 an hour there, that night shift, something crazy. So for you to be able to have that work ethic of going from slanging easy rocks to slanging heavy packages and working that night shift and just being the positive person you were that whole time and offering encouragement to everybody that worked that shift.
Oh, thank you so much, Brian Gibbs. I love this book so much. I mean, I was a fan of your YouTube channel, but now I'm like a real up close and personal fan. I really love what you have going on here. And not only that, but I too was once lost and now I'm found. So thank you, Brian, for this autographed copy. I appreciate you.
Have you checked your tire pressure today?
I don't have a flat.
Have you checked your blood pressure today?
No, I don't feel sick.